So to make the steam coming out of my emoji's frustrated expression and coming out of its nose, I found some cauliflower pieces. So this is pretty much what I want, which is good. So I opened it in Photoshop in its own document here. So first, I'm of course going to unlock the layer. Awesome. And then let's say I'm going to try and delete a portion of my background. So I'll select it with my quick select. I'm going to hit delete, but it says could not complete your request because the smart object is not directly editable. That's annoying. And because it's not letting us do anything. So that creates a problem, right? So if that happens to you, you may notice this very, 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 very tiny little icon over here in like the corner of your layer panel there. It's super tiny. It kind of looks like a piece of paper of some nature. Basically what it means is like, it means Photoshop isn't sure what kind of file it is, if it's a photo or not. So what we have to do is we do something called rasterizing it, and that's basically telling Photoshop that it is a photo that's ready to be edited, okay? And that will make that little icon go away. So I'm going to right-click on the name of the layer. I know there's a billion things here, but about halfway down, we're going to see rasterize layer. Bam. So you'll notice that little icon goes away. So let me go in, and now I could select what I want, and I could delete it. And then I have no issues working on it. So that's probably going to happen lots of times throughout the year this year. If it does, don't worry. Not a big deal. But it's very, very fixable. Just something we need to start getting used to. Okay. Any questions about that? Cool. One more tip, and then I'm leaving you alone. So in this case, I think I only want this like piece of cauliflower on the right. So I'm going to select it. Just what I want. I don't want any of the shadows. I just like that piece, okay? But if I were to hit delete, I'm actually going to delete the cauliflower itself and not the other stuff. So I want to show you something called select inverse. So does anyone remember, like from math, what inverse means?
The opposite.
The opposite. Awesome. So we're going to select literally the opposite of this cauliflower, which is everything but the cauliflower. Okay. So I'm going to go to select on my tippy top here. I'm going to go to inverse. Okay. And what do you notice appears along the border of my paper? The dotted lines, we call them marching ants, okay? So now it's going to select everything but the cauliflower. And bam, now I have just that one piece that I wanted. So it's kind of a tricky thing to think about in the beginning, but as time goes on and you're picking more images outside of this project that aren't so plain, this may be like a really good selection technique for you. Then of course I could drag it over into my little furious pepper situation here. Okay. Are there any other questions that are coming to mind as we're working today before we start? Okay. Keep in mind, D-Day, we don't meet tomorrow, and then we'll finish this up more like the middle of next week. So you'll probably have about one more demo just talking about text, and that should be it. Any other questions?